The Jimmy Kimmel one's an interesting thing for a number of reasons. Firstly, like here when the rugby player Israel Folau makes comments quoting a Bible, there's a human right protected. We don't have a constitution. Well, we've got a constitution, but we don't have a Bill of Rights here. But I was protected. Everyone who fired for saying something is a private citizen. Now, when Kimmel goes, and I still think the company's hiding behind his poor ratings because I saw what they were, and he's been losing money the same as Colbert. So I think they're hiding behind that anyway.
Mind you, they've lost some more overnight.
They have, but that gets to a bigger issue too. So the Kimmel one, I think it's interesting, the hypocrisy of it. That being said, I'm a free speech guy, and I don't think he said anything wrong in terms of I find it vulgar that he played the game. I think he could have come out and said it's terrible. This is not the way we go, blah, blah, blah. I think the problem people forget in this is that as an organization, your employer can still be sued for lies. So just because you got free speech, and I support free speech, that doesn't mean your free speech can't get you sued if you're telling lies that you don't. So
but he wasn't telling lies, but
he was, because he knew at that point he wasn't MAGA. And when he said, if you've seen the clip, he goes, they're trying to say he's anything but one of them. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, come on.
But the issue is, Dave, my concern around it, like free speech for
me. I wouldn't take him off the air anyway.
Free speech for me, it's not, because now on the right they started saying, no, it's not free speech if it's hate speech.
No, see.
Really?
And this is why I think Pam Bondi, for me, I think I sent you that text, right? And that's what
and then someone said, actually, it might have been Ben Shapiro basically come out and said, listen, I'm uncomfortable with this.
We've just spent 10 years fighting against it from the left.
I'm uncomfortable with this because you've got to understand when the shoe's on the other foot, what might happen.
Well, it was, and that's the trouble.
Yeah.
So for me, the Kimmel one, like as much as he said things that, okay, probably could have got him sued, because there has been, what a lot of people aren't hearing, there has been a lot of out-of-court settlements from TV companies now that people are standing up and going, you know what, actually, I agree with free speech, but you've crossed the line into defaming me. For me, I would have left him. If I'm the right, leave him. Who cares? Say what he wants.
So my issue with it, Dave, is there wasn't like a million people protesting or calling the FCC. Like this FCC appointee, the FCC chair.
I think he overstepped.
And that's the only thing that troubles me about it. When you step into something like that, and the perception is.
And I think he overstepped, not because he stated something that was incorrect. I think that's the wrong thing as the chair of the FCC to be on a podcast that is knowingly on the right? So it's a partisan. It's not like, our listeners know you're center left, I'm center right, but we're not a political podcast. So you've gone on to one that leans one side, and you've started to say, I thought that was the wrong thing to do. But that being said, for me, the situation around Jimmy Kimmel, I still believe there's an element there that, just like with Colbert, and I was shocked when I found out Colbert was losing $40 million a year and they just kept running it. I think this is nice, convenient cover.
Yeah, we
don't have to say we fired you because your ratings are in the gutter.
Yeah,
you're getting to hide behind it. Let's face it, we know people do that. We know companies do that. But to me, I thought, you know what? If there's litigation from someone, the courts establish you defamed, that's how it should have run, should have been left alone. But also, that's what I was going to say. The big one here for me gets back to my underlying position that corporates should stay out of politics.
Absolutely.
Because they copped it on the right, and Disney in particular lost all their tax-free stuff in Miami when they went that way. Now, apparently, they're copying it from the left over Kimmel. The first thing I was taught, even as an apprentice in a small barbershop, is in the barbershop, there are two things you don't discuss with clients: politics and religion, right? And
I want a fucking refund.
But there's a difference.
I want 20 years of haircut money back from you, pal.
There's a difference. We didn't discuss. I told you. There was no discussion.
So, Dave, can I ask?
But do you know what I mean? Because what happens is, and Michael Jordan said this once when someone said,
I remember.
Would you come out and endorse blah, blah, blah?
He goes, no.
He said, no, Republicans buy shoes too.
That's right.
Right? So business is business. And I hope this is a wake-up call for corporates that don't think, the wind's blowing that way, we can make money because we're on this. Because guess what? The wind's changed, and now you've pissed off both sides.